it makes me think a little bit about like it's making me think about ageism and how we value or don't value older adults in this society sometimes just through the like the plates that we're asking people to use. And you said to hear you talk about, is it a toy? I don't want it to look like a toy, and like the materials are so bad. It makes me think like when I was working um, in elder care settings, people would always be like, "Oh, you got just go to the dollar store, just go to the dollar store," and everything just had to be so cheap. And I just kept thinking about dignity.
Sweet. Okay, want me to talk?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Jane Rubenstein. I'm committed to good design. I'm 80 years old. I just had a big birthday at Wrigley in one of the suites, which was really sensational. 40 people were there, and they were all my relatives, which is incredible to be 80 years old and have that many people care about you and come to your birthday. It was fun.
Okay. Hi, my name is Dick Pogmo. I'm a student at the Art Institute of Chicago. I'm doing an MBA to keep this and these busy. Yeah, I'm 84.
So I'm Deb Delsignor. I'm an art therapist. My work has been predominantly working with older adults as an art therapist. Well, I think working and talking with older adults, most of the disabilities that they acquire are later in life. So there is often a major adjustment and to adapting to the way their bodies and their minds are working as they age. And so in my career, I've worked a lot with adapting art materials so people have access and can more naturally engage in the art process.
My father was one of the people responsible for bringing microwaves to the public.
Mm-hmm.
It was Amana was the manufacturer, and before they were in people's homes, they were on airplanes for heating up food when the airlines did that. And my father was always very innovative, and he felt that it was time for them to be in homes. Anyway, I got one of the first prototypes, and that's all it could do, on and off, and it was fine for me. But you have to be careful with people my age who are not all that technologically savvy. So if I have to, it took me about a month to figure out how to work my dishwasher.
Yeah, it makes me also think about sort of the higher standards. So folks who are older have to sort of navigate ageism and the higher standards of like, you can't make a mess or else it means this, whereas a younger person can make a mess and nobody thinks anything less of them, right?
I'm not a cook. I'm an assembler. But it's true. You know, I'll take out my cereal bowl. I'll put my cereal in. I'll get my milk. And what I do now is I just put it on the counter. I come around and I take it. I don't want to push the issue with spilling it or dripping or why not, even soup. It's right there. Why am I trying to be a hero there? Yeah, so to some extent, I've adjusted.
I mean, I wonder, I would think that like spilling things and people being frustrated with that might be something that people struggle with. And so it's nice to think of all of this, like these edges seem important to dignity and
I'm much more conservative. I mean, I was cooking for a family, and I'm not now. It's just cooking for one is much different. So it's not. I'm not elaborate. I make the things I like, and I use frozen food if that's what I want. And I'm not. I suppose a nutritionist would freak out, but it's okay for me. Works for me. But I think the most important thing that I can convey to you is the form. Make it less dangerous. I mean, I slipped. I have fallen on that floor and I cracked my head open, and it's the most horrible thing because you know you're going down, you know you can't stop it, and you know what the outcome is going to be. You're going to get hurt.
When you stand for a long time, when you're old and you stand for a long time, your legs get tired. And I just, even when I'm waiting for an elevator, even though I'm, pretty fit for my age, when I'm waiting for an elevator, I often take advantage of sitting down so that I keep as much energy for the legs as I can for when I need it.
I'm struggling with this right now because if I stand too long, my back hurts, which is what happens. And then I have to lie down and let it, readjust. I don't try to work with it. When I need to sit, I just need to sit.
But there's times when I'm standing where I just need to rest my legs.
Older you get, the more assistance you need. And I've had 2 drawers break because my assistance was put in, or I cupped it happened twice. Too much weight and silverware in one drawer, and it couldn't bear the weight. So you want to be careful that either you have silverware that is less heavy or drawers that are more sturdy. So, but you put that in and you put knives in and blah, 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 and all of a sudden you're off track.
That, I don't think it needs to be any bigger. Old people don't eat all that much.
Dishware I can look forward to. That's going to make me more interested in eating. Because there's not enough fun anymore. The other thing is with people who are losing their eyesight, which is not uncommon. This has happened to a friend of mine, and I'll show you in a minute, she got Fiesta ware. It's in every color of the rainbow. You can buy it in settings of 5 pieces or individual, and you can match light and dark colors. So you can depend on more than one sense to determine what you want to use. And that really helped her a lot. That she could distinguish by color. Yeah, and like I said, my friend Eileen was able to use Fiesta ware to solve her vision problem. Well, I don't know how she made it work for her, but it did work for her. And that's why I like Fiesta ware, because it's fun, it's happy. It's not boring.